I'm Tolawani. Welcome to my channel, and I'm so excited to make this video. Just like to give advice to girls in their 20s about how to navigate life. Whether or not you live in New York City, I feel like these things will still apply to you, or they'll still be relevant for you to know and understand. I'm really happy to do this because I really wish that I had this guiding hand. When I was 22, fresh on the scene in grad school, I made so many mistakes. I have lived like 9 lives in New York. Every possible thing that could happen to a person, I feel like has happened to me, both in friendship and in romantic connections, and also professionally. Like, I've been through so much in the city, and I have a lot of advice just like swirling around in my head. So I'm happy to share them. If I can help anybody avoid the mistakes that I've made, I would consider this video to be a success. Please heed my advice. Don't make the same mistakes that I've made. And don't give your power away. Like, you are a very powerful being. You yourself watching this video, you are so powerful. You're so smart. You have so much untapped potential inside of you. And people around you, they recognize that. They might never tell you, but they can see it. And they get their power from you just never fully actualizing your own power. This is gonna sound so cliche and corny, but you need to get to know yourself and just be yourself to the fullest extent. If you're weird, just be weird. Whatever eccentricities you have, just embrace them and be your true original self. Nobody else can be like you. Whatever interests you have, freely explore them and just like let yourself deep dive into who you are. Like, you will never get far in life if you don't know who you are, if you don't know your unique self, because that is what will propel you to success in whatever you want to do. Being yourself will also help you attract people who are meant to be in your life. It'll help you attract the jobs that you're meant to be in, situations that you're meant to be present in. Just be yourself. I promise you, it will all work out exactly how you want it to. Having a healthy sense of self-awareness will also prevent you from falling into the social traps of New York City. Like, you won't be seeking validation from men or like random people that you just met that you're desperate to impress. You should never be desperate to impress anybody. Everybody is literally just some guy. Have high standards for how you want to be treated by every single person in your life. Friends, partners, family members, literally every single person that has access to you. You need to have high standards for them to maintain that access to you. Because once you let people cross your boundaries, they will walk all over you for the rest of their life. You will never leave that dynamic. And with having those high standards, you have to master detachment. You need to be prepared to walk away from any situation at any point if it doesn't align with how you want to be treated. To master detachment, though, you need to become familiar and aware of your attachment style. And you also need to journal, because as you journal, you get to know yourself a lot better, and you get to identify patterns in your life and how you are contributing to those patterns as well. Detach from outcomes and focus on refinement. Refine yourself, refine your situation. At all points, you should always be working on self-improvement, because that is what will help you align with what you desire. And it's also important to know that you should never force anybody to stay in your life. You degrade yourself every time you beg somebody to simply consider you. So don't do it. There's a reason why a certain person might be staying away. The universe is protecting you from something. And I'm not saying that that person is necessarily a bad person. They're just not meant to be in your life for a very specific reason. And by forcing them to stay in your life, you are deterring whatever is meant to come into your life from coming into your life. And now you are contributing to derailing your own life path. Let people go when the time has come to let them go. Don't try and force situations to happen. Don't try and force relationships to work. If it's not working, it's not meant to work. Just accept it and move on. If you notice that somebody is constantly comparing themselves to you, get them out of your life immediately. Like, don't even hesitate. At the first suspicious sign of them comparing themselves to you, at least like downgrade their friendship and know that you will never tell them anything like deep ever again. This will eventually turn into a very toxic relationship down the line. These type of people are vampires, and they always eventually end up competing with you and trying to sabotage your progress, because you getting further ahead than them in life is their worst nightmare. Like, these kind of people honestly believe that they can acquire your self-worth, your success, your good ego simply by destroying it within you. So don't give them the chance to do it. Like, once you notice the signs of a comparison friend. Like, just once you feel that somebody is secretly competing with you, because you can feel it, you can definitely feel the signs. You might not want to be honest with yourself about it, since like you might value a certain relationship, but you can definitely feel the signs of like when somebody isn't really showing up in your life in a genuine way, and you need to protect yourself. Like, you need to be the number one priority. Put yourself first in the situation and put them at a distance. Maybe they're just going through something at the moment. Like, be there as a friend from a distance, because energy is contagious. Negative emotions spread. How somebody feels about themselves will ultimately spread to you. So if they're in a very insecure place in their life where they feel the need to compete with people and compare themselves, eventually you will be doing the same thing that they are doing, and you guys will both be miserable together, because misery loves company, and that's just not healthy. So do what's best for you and get these kind of people out of your life as soon as you notice a problem. A way to avoid befriending people who are secretly comparing themselves to you and competing is to surround yourself with people who you find aspirational. So people who you look up to, who inspire you. I don't want to say you want to be like, because you should never want to be like anybody else. You should always want to be like your ideal self. So you should have an image of your future self in your mind, and every single day you should be acting in a way and striving towards being that person. Not necessarily surrounding yourself with people that you want to be like, but people who inspire you to be a better version of yourself. But just avoid falling into the trap of also comparing yourself to those people, because then you will become the vampire in their life, and nobody wants to deal with that. So just stay committed to your own true unique path, and this is where knowing yourself is so important, because if you know yourself and you know what you want to do and you know what your desires are, then nothing should sway you from that. You should take people's advice and apply it to your life as it applies, but you shouldn't be going out of your way to trying to live life according to somebody else's rules or path or whatever they do. So yeah, you know what's best for yourself at the end of the day. Like, you have to develop that self-trust. Again, you learn that by learning yourself. Don't take anything personally. I am a super sensitive person, so trust me, this is incredibly hard for me to do as well too, but nothing is personal. Nothing matters and nothing is about you. The way people treat you is not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. Again, which is why it's important to surround yourself with aspirational people, because when you're around people who are deeply insecure, their number one priority is to drag you down with them. And they will do that by projecting their shitty feelings onto you. I've been kind of alluding to this throughout, but the easiest way to change your life is by improving yourself. Self-improvement, and this ties back to self-mastery, but really work on refining yourself, your skills, your interests. Like, work on getting better every single day. This will help you align with opportunities, people, jobs, etc. Like, you will get the experiences that you're desiring because you are working on refinement every single day. If you've ever heard the quote, luck is when preparation meets opportunity, this is literally it. You need to spend this entire time where nothing is happening in your life preparing, so that when the opportunity to do like whatever it is that you want to do presents itself, you are ready. You have your pitch deck ready. You have your resume ready. Like, you have your everything that you need to have ready. You have it ready to jump at any opportunity that comes your way that you can benefit from. So focus on self-improvement. Refinement is always a good idea. Stay committed to growing and learning as a person, and you will literally get everything you want out of life. Oh, and this perfectly leads to my next point. Read books. Please read. Develop a habit of reading, and this is the best time to do it, because the older you get, the harder it is to read books. Life is only going to get busier, more stressful, harder. If you're not already in the habit of carving out time to read, even if it's only 5 minutes a day, like, you need to have that mindset before life gets harder, and then it's impossible to stay up to date. Reading is how you get smarter. It's how you maintain your intelligence. Like, reading will keep you on your toes. You develop empathy through reading. You learn how to write better through reading. You learn so many random fun facts just by casually reading a book. You just never know like where a story will take you. Reading a book could inspire your next business idea. Try and get a varied perspective on life, you know, like really push yourself out of your comfort zone and explore things that you normally wouldn't explore through reading. And perfect segue actually, be knowledgeable about current events and know how to speak about them intelligently. You should always be aware of what is happening in the world. It makes you a more well-rounded person, and it also makes you a better conversationalist. People will actually want to talk to you because you are talking about things of substance. Don't just go to Twitter for your news, but read real articles written by credible journalists, credible credible outlets. Also, look outside of Western media for international news so that you're getting a wide array of perspectives on topics. Best way to start, I recommend subscribing to some newsletters, and I'll link some below so you can like just try those and see how you feel about them. But read books, read articles, read signs in the street. Like, just always look for something to read, even if it's for 5 minutes a day, but you need to be reading. Get a hobby. You need to have a hobby, like something that you enjoy doing outside of work and scrolling on social media. It's really important. It will keep you sane. And I'm not saying like get a hobby to monetize it. Truly, everything does not need to be monetized, but like just having something that you genuinely enjoy doing that helps you relax. And it will also contribute to making you smarter, because the deeper you dive into your interest, the more you know and the more you can share about it. And who knows, maybe one day you can become like a specialist in whatever that hobby is, and you could actually make big bucks naturally. But this is why people say like follow your genuine interests, follow what you actually want to do. It doesn't have to be for a career, but the way that life works out, it could turn into a big payday one day. Just like try out a lot of different things, see what you like, and if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out, move on, but at least you tried. Like, you should always be trying every single day. You're gonna be bad at things to begin with, like that's a given, duh. Don't let that deter you. I used to make the same mistake when I was younger, and there are things that I'm kicking myself about now that I wish that I had just fully explored. I wish I didn't let being bad at something stop me from pursuing it. I wish I had just like stayed committed to that path. So it's never too late to course correct, and now I have that mindset, but I really wish I had honed it and cultivated it when I was younger. I would be so much further in life than I am right now if I did. So get a hobby, stick to it, and just see it through. If you don't like it, like if you genuinely hate it, just drop it and move on to the next thing. But there's always going to be something for you to try, and you need to be open-minded and willing to try it out. Okay, last thing I have to say is if you want people to show up for you, you have to also show up for them. But you need to have the discernment to recognize when you are in a situation that is not reciprocal. So if you're overextending yourself for somebody constantly over and over and over again, and they're not doing the same for you, even in the slightest, they don't respect you. How could I have almost forgotten this? Once you lose somebody's respect, it is never coming back. Or like once you let somebody treat you in a disrespectful way, they don't have a reason to treat you respectfully ever again. People will lie to you and be like, oh, of course I respect you, like, or I can gain respect for you again. That's just not how human nature works. Once you devalue something, why would you assign it value when you already have access to it so freely? Literally think about it this way. Once you wear a t-shirt to bed, you're probably never gonna style it again with a serious outfit. That's always going to be your nighttime t-shirt. So once somebody loses respect for you, you are now their nighttime t-shirt, and they have no reason to treat you in a respectful way. So you're always going to be stuck in this like losing battle with these people where you're begging them to consider you and they just don't care to do so. They're so used to getting you at a discount. Why are they now paying full price? They'll just move on. I really hope that these points have been helpful to somebody, and let me know if you guys need a little bit more from me. I'm happy to share any advice I have. If I can just help one person, I would consider that to be mission accomplished. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you and good luck. You've got this. Life is gonna be amazing. It is just starting. There's no limit to where you can go in life, and I'm so excited for you. So yeah, good luck. Thank you for watching, and I love you guys.